dealing with the body of Christ, or you dealing with the body. Is there?
And if you hear this sound, then go and bend your back. Go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max.
Is that?
DJ, please turn up the bass to the max.
Is that?
Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
Is that?
Shake it to the max.
Yeah.
Shake it to the
Bad
max.
man, chill out.
Shake it to the max.
man, chill out.
Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
Are you a medium group of PvPers looking for a defendable place to call your new home? Well, today, you're in luck. This space has optimized bed space, a spacious compound, and new meta peaks. The cost is 583,000 metal and 162,000 stone. Thank you for watching, please like and subscribe, and now here's your tour. As we walk in, you can see that there's plenty of bed space for all of your teammates, a locker, and Patrikas so that you have angles to every side of your tentacle. There's Patrikas into compound, and this is also the turret house. And then we have netting going all the way up to your Susu towers, and space for large furnaces. Then Patrika, you can see most of compound with. And then another turret up here. We walk in and have a little peek to the doorway and the jump up. We go down and you can see that there's a one-way straight to the doorway. Battery spaces. And then here's your door peak with another one-way. There's plenty of bed space for all of your teammates. And a Patrico facing doorway on both sides for early game defense. Plenty of box space in core. And then last thing is there's a one-way right to your jump up. You jump up into a mini open court where there's plenty of box space and mixing table space. You jump up, there's bed space up here too, and then there's a lot of one-ways. We have our jump downs. We have them on each side. And we have a Patrico for early game defense. This is our jump up with ankle biters. And then a little peek down. And then here's a turret with a ramp peak. Our open core has plenty of box space. And then our vending machine room. Then we move down. There's one-ways down here and more box space. We move up into monkey open core. And there's plenty of space for beds, boxes, lockers, and whatever you need. And here's your peek down into open core. You jump down to get up. You have one-ways into shooting floor on each side, and then there's a little one-way right here that you can't see very well unless the door is closed. Patrico into shooting floor. And then a Patrico into hallway 2 shooting floor. our shooting floor has downwards peaks, partial waterfall, more downwards peaks, and then a Petrarca. And then here's your peak into your waterfall. Here's your first one-way to roof, and then there's more here. Bed space, and locker space, and more space for beds. Our conditional peak right here so that you can see a lot of roof without people being able to see it. There's more box space, locker, and then a Petrarca down, and this is on both sides. And then our exit is through our vending machine area, where we have our peak up in case there's a fob taller than the base, and then we exit through here. You can jump up to here to get more coverage on everything so that you can see. The roof's pretty bland. Box space above, and then bed space. Step 1 to our base is building our core, which I like doing on a compass line. First we're going to place a square, and then a triangle to the right. Right here's where TC goes. And now you're safe and secure to move on. Build your circle, and then make sure 2 squares to the left of TC. This is where you put your doorway. Now start creating your full circle. Seal this all in. Start sealing the roof. Make sure you don't seal in this roof. I like to put a frame there for integrity. And then to the left of your jump up, you're going to put a window. Now that we're fully safe, we can start building our door path. Only in this square and this triangle is where the doors should go right now. Put a window right here, and then another window right here. Then we can start building our full door path. I like leaving this for a battery space. Build your floor right here, and then there's your one way to your jump up. Now last step of core is sealing most of this in. Make sure you leave this part open with this frame, and then you can place your roof. For the early game open core, we're going to start over here by sealing this part and putting frames on each side. I'm going to go on 2-side symmetry, so it's easier for me to build. I'm going to surround this with walls. And seal this in. On the squares, we're going to put half walls and windows, then a full wall on the triangle. I'd recommend placing your mixing tables before placing the center part so it's easier for you. Now that we place the center part, we're going to do it 2 walls high. And then frames. Then we're going to do our loot rooms. Now that that's all done, we're going to put half walls, windows, full wall right here. And before you place your stairway, make sure to place your 3 boxes right here. And make sure you put a frame right here so you don't forget that this is where the jump up is. Now seal these in. Seal the roofs of them in. And put your airwall. Then seal this one. And put your jump up right above it. Now for this, I'd recommend doing a window so that it's sectioned off, but that's all up to choice. You could also do another frame. Now seal this all in. And then seal roof in, and then this floor is done. This part of the base is going to be done with 3-side symmetry. So first step, we're going to surround the main core with triangles, squares, and then in between those squares, more triangles. Here's how I remember. Right in front of your doorway is going to be your first one. And this will also be your first jump up. I like to leave this with a thing right there, a roof right there, for shotgun trap. Now, to the left of your doorway, this is going to be sealed off. To the right, this is going to be your battery spaces or locking spaces, either one. Now, facing your nearest sealed in part, your one-way will go right there. And then your door peak will go right there. And this will be sealed in up here. Make sure to seal that in first, right above the doorways, so you remember right now. Then start sealing the basement in. Jump up. And then right here, so you remember right now, we're going to do this. This is going to be our jump ups and our entrance. So 2 doorways, a full wall, and your window right there. This will be an ankle biter, and this will be a peek down into your entrance. Now find where your doorway is, and on each side of the doorway, put those triangles, put a frame on top of them, and then put triangle roofs. Then seal it in with doorways. Then we can start building our platform. Facing the nearest open doorway, you want to have your ramp peak facing that. And then this is the turret spot with the border in it. Right next to the turret spot, I like to put battery / locker space. Now this part's a little bit tricky, so make sure to watch. This first triangle to the left of your ramp peak, that's going to be your trick in. And this side is going to be a doorway for whatever you need right here. Fill this all in with frames. And then seal the top in. Now that we're done with that, we're going to work on compound. Go outside, and right in front of your doorway, you want to put a square, and I'm on 6-side symmetry for this. Triangle, square, and then surround this part with a circle. And here's the footprint from above. Now that we have that, put a triangle right here, 2 triangles right here. And we're going to go out 2, and on the 3rd square, we're going to do our turret house. I like to do this all in stone, but on here I'm not going to do it in stone so I can get it done faster. You don't need to have shipping containers, it's just easier to build when you do. Now that we have that done, we're going to start our tentacle. On this first square, we're going to put doorways and then a roof. Second square, we're going to put the tricos facing the doorway. And remember, I'm doing this all on 6 sides right now with symmetry. And then on the 3rd square, we're going to put Patrico's facing the false country. And then on this square, or this is going to be a triangle. And then take the top. And then you can put a locker or whatever you want there. Now for the compound, we're going to do a wide-ish compound. Make sure you have enough space for 3 furnaces. Now you're safe and secure. For outer shell, our first step is coming over here to our left, or to our right, I mean. We're going to put Patrica, and then to our left, we're going to put a wall, fill this in. Then we can build our Patrica. And then our doorway for our jump up. Fill this all in. And then right here we're going to do our turret peak. Right above the turret peak, place that roof. So now you can put your turret and your fences right here. And raise everything to 2 posts high. Now that we're done with that, we can come up here. And this will be our frames for later. For open core, I'm going to be in 2-side symmetry. We're going to start by sealing these roofs on each side. And then half walls. Make sure not to seal in those half walls yet, because you need to know where the one is going to be. Seal this all in. Now I'm gonna turn to 3-side symmetry. This is where the one way is gonna be. You can tell because this area is open. This is your first loop. We're gonna head up, start sealing this all in. And then seal that one frame in. Make sure to seal this in. We're gonna go back to 2-side symmetry. And then those are your first loot rooms where you can put 4 boxes. I'm gonna be on 3-side symmetry. So this will be our first double loop. Delete this, and make sure you delete all of the stuff on the outside. And that's where your turret will go. This next part, apple. This will be your other loot room. Make sure that's hard side. Fill that in. And then for this part, we're going to put a triangle or a window right here. And then right in front of it, a triangle frame. Now let's go to the outside. Start sealing. Make sure you seal this in first. And then right above your jump up, you're going to put this, the frame. And then there's another looper. And the reason I don't put the jump up to monkey core right here is because it's harder to get up. So we're going to put the jump up right here. And then we're going to surround this with frames. And your open core's finished. For monkey open core, I'm still going to be on 3-side symmetry. Don't build that floor, but that's our jump up area. This is our peak area. And then over here, we're going to put a window around this area with frames. And then put 2 frames right here. So you don't get confused later on. On the jump up, opposite from each other, put your half holes. Window, half holes on this square, a half hole over here, and a half hole right there. And make sure on top of all of these half holes you put your windows. And these are the one ways for the base. And I seal this in. Seal this in as honeycomb. And then seal this part in as honeycomb. This will be our first loot room in monkey core. So this is honeycomb. And this will be our second loot room in monkey core. For shooting floor, we're going to start at our jump up. Make sure you build your jump up right there. And then your one way needs to continue. Over here will be our entrance to shooting floor, which will be our trick. Fill that in. Make sure to seal the top of that in, and then place a wall right here. This will be our trick facing towards the loot room. And then over here, frame right here, right next to the window. Seal that the top of that in. And then make sure you still have your window right here. And then I like to put half walls here. Seal that in. And then right here will be a Patrica to your hallway to your shooting floor. Do this part on two-side symmetry. Make sure to get the best view where your Patrica can see the loot. Now I'm going to go back to three-side symmetry and seal this whole area. Now that shooting floor is sealed in, we're going to go on six-side symmetry and start building the frames. Make sure on this level you do full walls, and then where the square is below, a half wall right here, and then a full wall. So on top of the half wall, we're going to do window. And now that's sealed in. We're going to go down here and build this up. And this will be our peak down / waterfall. This will be peek out to your Susu tower, and then this will be a Patrica, which we're going to start right here. Then last step to shooting floor, which you can do later, is add these triangle frames, and then make sure that those can't be seen by fobs. So for the roof, we're first going to place a wall right there. Then on top of this, place a wall. Make sure that wall is outward. We're going to put our Patrica right here. And then right here will be our conditional. Which we're going to do like this. And this will also be sealed in. We're going to start placing frames around here. And this will go in there. And then right here is where a locker is. Or a battery, either one. Now we're going to do our loot room. I'm going to go back to 3-side symmetry. Make sure there's frames everywhere. So now that I see there's frames everywhere, go to the next floor. Put windows right here. And then go down here. And this will be our first trigger for seal that in. And the Patrica will lead right here for vending machines. And then it will lead over here to the roof peak. We're going to seal this in. And then add a half wall right there. Seal that all in frames. Put a window right here so that you can see what's going on. And then this is the final blueprint. For the next step of the base, we're going to be on 6-side symmetry for the CC tower. Build these frames all the way up until we get to the frame, to the things before sheeting floor. And then this will be a frame. Full walls, frame. And then on each side, half walls. Then a frame. And another frame. And then put a full wall in the front. Put your doorways and roof to that. And start building this up. Make sure you do a full wall right here. And then I add these just for stability so it can't get shot down as easy. Add your Patrica right here. I do full walls just for aesthetics. So the CC tower should look like this right now. And then we're going to go on top. Add your windmill. And that's what the CC tower will look like now. Now that we're done with the CC tower, we can do our turret spot. Turret will go right there, and then this is a peak for the CC tower. Right here is where shop points go. And then up here on each side of this window, we're going to do quarter walls, and full walls, because this is where the SAM site will go. If you enjoyed this video, please think of leaving a like and maybe subscribing, because this video took a lot of time and effort. I think the base was pretty good, and I hope you guys get an online in it or you play a good wipe out of it. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and have a good day, everybody.